Good evening and salutations, my YNR fans. I haven't did a YNR review in a hot minute, but let's start off with this whole love triangle, because that's literally what it is. It's a love triangle between Summer and Sharon and Chance. Almost forgot the third person. And when Chance walks in, he can clearly see there was something going on between these two. And Summer lies and talks about fashion, and Sharon tries to back her up, and Summer leaves. And, I said this even before Chance did. That, yeah, he's not detective anymore, but he still can sit there and smell BS when he sees it. And that's what he sits there and says. And eventually, Sharon's like, Summer has feelings for you. And Chance is doing the exact same thing that Johnny's doing on Days of Our Lives, which is being completely and utterly clueless. Except for in Chan's case, you're a detective. So you don't have the luxury of playing dumb. And, Sharon asked him a question as far as if they weren't dating, would you sit there and be with Summer? Which I felt like, in a lot of ways, it was kind of an out-of-pocket question, because it's like, okay, but he's with you, though. Like, I feel like the only time you sit there and ask a question like that, if you are jealous and insecure. And she says that she's not, but I'm like, boo, your question says otherwise. Now, she does sit there and let him know that, she's not looking for anything serious because of, well, we're just going to reasons. And he says he's fine with that. But I'm like, and he also avoids the question now, too. He doesn't even sit there and answer. He's like, well, I'm with you, though, which is fine. And honestly, to tell you the truth, it's like, well, what do you want him to sit there and say? If he would have sat there and said, well, yeah, I'll be with her. She's beautiful and she's successful and yada, 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 would it have changed anything? I mean, he's not with her. He's with you. So it's a real dumb question, to be honest. Now, Summer goes to Daniel, and I just sit there and say in my live stream that Daniel and Danny are both scumbags. And I stand by that 120%. And it's laughable that Danny's not there telling Daniel to make it clear with Heather, and you haven't made it clear with Phyllis. Now, Summer comes over there to sit there and vent about her feelings for Chance, her back and forth if she wants to sit there and try to pursue something or not. And, Daniel's like, well, what do you want me to sit there and say? Because he's like, you went to Phyllis, and Phyllis told you to go for it. So you hoping that I do the same thing, or like what do you want me to sit there and tell you? But he talks about his own love life and his flip flop. Well, not even flip flopping, but that he said that he made it clear with Heather. And I'm like, but you really didn't. You didn't make it clear. You didn't make it clear. And I don't know. Ultimately, Summer did sit there and said she was going to go for it. So I guess this whole love triangle thing is going to go on into throughout most of the winter, which is, I don't know. Honestly, tell you the truth, you've been watching my channel for a while. You know how much I despise love triangles. Blah, 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 blah. I know it's a soap opera. I still despise it. Um, I'm going to be honest. I am just kind of done with the whole pity party with Claire, the woe is me attitude. I'm never going to be loved. I did bad things. I should sit there and suffer and be alone and blah, blah. It's like, all right, well, yeah, you probably should. Like, what do you want me to sit there and say? I'm so done with the pity party. And, Victoria's sitting there trying to convince her, hey, you deserve love. You didn't do anything wrong. You were emotionally manipulated, which is such a cop out. Because even Claire is like, no, I was an adult. I knew exactly right from wrong, and I still chose to do wrong. That's why that whole thing, again, on days, never flew with me with this whole emotionally abuse. Like, that was such a. Anyway, she tells Victoria to leave her alone and, I'm not who you think I am, and just, go away and blah, 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 blah. And I just, part of me just really, a majority of me really doesn't care, especially the whole pity party thing. Now, Nikki is still having PTSD from her time with Jordan. And, she's talking to herself, and Audra comes in, and Audra's like, yeah, I know what it's like as far as battling addiction and stuff like that. And first of all, it's like, listen, Audra, I understand that you might be coming from a good place, but let me tell you something right now. No one likes to sit there and be psychoanalyzed. No one. But she does open up about her dad and her battle, his battle with alcoholism and everything. And so on some level, she does appreciate, her telling her something that probably wasn't easy, but she kind of shuts down the conversation like, hey, listen, I'm going to be fine, so just, like, let it go. She goes to society, and she gets a little club soda, and she's about to sit there and pour some alcohol in it. Then Nick comes in, and I'm just like, bro, I understand that you're a doctor, you want to sit there and try to help everyone, but in all reality, the way that she has been acting towards you, why are you coming up and saying anything to her? But he does, and he's like, he wants to see how she's doing, and he's also like, oh, I guess you're pretty mad at me and stuff like that. And, granted, she was, but, they talk for a little bit, and, she just has this kind of pissed off kind of attitude, so eventually he's like, all right, well, stay strong, and, he says, he's like, listen, I didn't sit there and do that to try to get some sort of revenge on you. I'm like, I don't think that. Granted, yeah, the money's probably good, but it's not a goddamn party at working at Newman. So let's not sit there and try to act like he's that butthurt about losing that job. He literally landed on his feet with another job. So, bro, trust me, Newman ain't all that. I'm just saying. Um, but eventually, when she does get back and she talks to Victoria, she's like, Nate kind of stopped me from drinking. She does, says it like, like she's grateful, but of course she would never really sit there and say it to Nate because, well, she's Nikki and that's just how she is. And Victoria's talking about how she's going to lose her daughter forever, which I'm just, again, I don't know. I kind of just, again, I don't really care. Mm, Damn, what else happened in this episode? That's probably another issue with Daniel, with Daniel and Lily and stuff like that, is that they never really establish if they were together, if they're allowed to sit there and see other people and stuff. But I guess my thing is, when Lily does come back and she finds out all the stuff that's been going on between Heather and the kiss and everything like that, and them just spending X amount of time, and him not really making it clear, she's going to be hurt. And I understand that because, yeah, you may not have actually said, oh, you're together, but your actions prove that you were together, you know? Your actions kind of prove that you're always there dating. So she's going to sit there and see it as a betrayal. And I get that. Because he does sit there and tell Heather, hey, listen, I'm with Lily right now, so but he doesn't make it clear. So he knows. The thing is I feel like he feels so guilty because he knows what he's doing is wrong. He may not have actually made it official with her, but his actions prove otherwise. Which is why I said he was a scumbag because, yeah, she did kiss him first, but he kissed her right back. Oh, he literally did the exact same thing that his father did. Just like father, like son. Both scumbags. Um, anyway, I feel like that's pretty much about it. I can't really think of anything else that wound up happening. So if I missed anything, you know what to do. Come to the live stream tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We'll sit there and talk about all the shows, Days of Our Lives, no, Young and the Restless, Bold and the Beautiful, Days of Our Lives, and Bold and the Beautiful. In General Hospital. Wow. Damn, I don't know how I actually forgot about that. Today's episode was actually good. But yeah, I will see you in the next video.